Let me ask you, there's another challenge that you and I have talked about a lot, and we've agreed that it's not necessarily addressed, and that's the challenges of international privacy and security requirements.
International is huge. You'll recall that last year when we began to have more and more dialogues with clients and prospective clients about international privacy and data security, very often what we would be met with is, hey, look, I don't do business in Europe. I've got an office in the San Fernando Valley, or I've got an office in downtown Los Angeles or in San Francisco. I don't do business in the European Union. I don't do business in any number of places where you say we have to be compliant with local data security and privacy law. And it turns out that it's the rare company these days, the very rare company, at least in our practice, that doesn't have some international cybersecurity law exposure. And it can be very, very complex, because cybersecurity law throughout the world is not uniform. You've got the rather comprehensive, principle-based, very robust European Union data privacy law, but you go to other regions of the world and there's either no privacy law, the privacy law is criminal-based as opposed to civilly based. You've got very fragmented laws. Japan is a good example of that. You know, in comparison to the United States, for instance, where there is no comprehensive cybersecurity law, where the law is incredibly fragmented and sectoral. But yeah, international has been big, even when people didn't realize it was major, and it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And I'll ask you some questions about the upcoming changes in European Union data privacy law that are going to create some enormous pressures on American businesses that actually conduct business or control or process the personal data of European Union residents and citizens.
Yeah, well, it's true. So Europe has been working under a data protection regime since 1995. It's been on there for 20 years. And it is something that has become increasingly fragmented because it requires every member of the EU to adopt a policy, but those policies are somewhat different. And it's created a lot of problems in the United States because the United States, of course, as you and I know, is not considered and should not be considered a data safe country. However, sometime in the next 12 to 24 months, it's likely that the EU is finally going to adopt a comprehensive data privacy regulation. The biggest change there is that it is going to subject any company that does business in Europe or that collects information from EU citizens to their regime. You can actually become liable in the EU without stepping outside your door in the San Fernando Valley or in downtown Los Angeles. And I think what that's going to do, in the same way that the data breach policies in the United States, we have 48 data breach policies, and we sort of look to the lowest common denominator to figure out what your liability is. We're going to be looking toward Europe, and Europe is effectively going to create data security regulation in the United States because we're going to have to comply with it.
We hope you found this video informative. Please watch our other videos at Jeff or Mangels YouTube or jmbm.com.